Welcome football fans, ladies, gentlemen, and every last one of you jabronis. It's Mitch here, live for your weekly NFL picks, straight up and versus the spread. I'm in a great mood, man. I'm feeling fantastic, man. I'm ready for another week of NFL action. And this isn't just any other week. No. This is a special week in the NFL. This is Thanksgiving football week, baby. And if you guys aren't aware, I'll be live. Not once. Not twice. But potentially 3 times. Tomorrow. Thanksgiving. Bottom line view. Join me, man. Last week, we were stellar. 11-3 straight up, including the Dallas Cowboys whooping Big Al's Eagles. We called it here on the channel. We were also 9-5 versus the spread. And if you guys are unaware, on my other channel, which if you're living under a rock, it's called Money Mitch. I have already given my best bets, my picks, my breakdown, everything I possibly could do for Thanksgiving football. So if you're wondering, Mitch, why didn't you make a video earlier in the week talking about your picks? I did, jabroni. Wake up. I've got 2 channels. Go subscribe, man. It's the hottest betting channel on the internet right now. It's called Money Mitch. And we're making money over there. And if you want to make some money on Thanksgiving while you're eating that turkey, I know Big Al's going to have a big turkey leg in his hand while he's watching those Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be like, Chiefs, come on, get those Cowboys. But Big Al's going to be making money. I hope you guys are making money too. Patreon is the place to go. Patreon is the place to be. Link in the description, and I'll put it in the pinned comment. It's $5 a month, every month for all of my NFL bets. Thanksgiving included. All right. Caesar's in the chat. Deshaun's in the chat. Bob's in the chat. Robert's in the chat. He says, is that Joe Burrow? Oh, it's Mitch. Nice. Appreciate that. Big Al's in the chat. Diamond's in the chat. I love Diamond. He's my Bengals believer, man. Not really. He doesn't really like his own Bengals team. Cute Puppy is in the chat. And Cute Puppy says, I need some money, Mitch. All right. We'll help you out, bro. Don't worry. Jordan Hunter's in the chat. All right. Let's get underway. Funky Lions fans in the chat. He's pumped because Frank Ragnow's back. Let's begin with the Funky Lions. The Detroit Lions. At home. -2.5 versus the Green Bay Packers. My best bet on Money Mitch is not a spread. It's not a total. It's not a side. It's a prop. Go check it out. Lions, favored by 2.5. I'm going with the Lions. I'm going to stick to fundamentals. The Packers won at home. Week 1. The Lions will win at home. Week 13. Thanksgiving. even the season series, split the season series. That's often how this thing works when two teams are this even. And when I look at the Lions, they're much better at home. Now, I don't necessarily think that either of these teams are lining up to go to the Super Bowl. I don't necessarily feel that either of these teams is playing their best football right about now. In fact, I've been heavily critical of both of these teams lately. The Lions gave up 500 yards to the Giants. Jared Goff is scared of his own shadow. And Jordan Love has certainly not been lovely lately. Okay? But the reason I'm going with the Lions, I think that when I look at this Packers offense, they want to run the ball. They're not very good at it. I do think the Lions can win that battle up front. I think that they've got the big hulking interior defensive lineman. McNeil didn't play week 1. He will be playing in this game. They are healthier on the defensive front than they were back then. I think that Josh Jacobs, not 100%, will play in this game, but not 100%. The Packers have not impressed me running the ball. Don't think they'll be able to run the ball. In the passing game, sure, I love Christian Watson, and I think he has a big game here because the Lions love to play man coverage, and Christian Watson is great against man coverage. But can you tell me one other weapon on the Packers that can separate and get open and beat man coverage? Because I don't know any of them. Jaden Reed might play in this game. I don't think it's confirmed. But Jaden Reed is not a separator, and I don't think Jaden Reed is going to go crazy in this game off of a serious injury, even if he is active. I don't trust Wicks. I don't trust Golden. I certainly don't trust Luke Musgrave. Jordan Love's inconsistent. The Lions fan base will be rocking. And I think that the Packers offensive line has been a little spotty at times. So I think the Packers will make some big plays. Don't get me wrong. The Lions kind of play into that where they might stifle you. They might be able to get some 3-and-outs, but at times they're going to give up some big plays. So the Packers will make a couple, but I do think that the Lions do match up defensively pretty well with what is a mediocre Packer offense right now without Tucker Kraft. And then I look at the other side and I say, Jahmyr Gibbs is superhuman. He is Sonic. Okay? And I do feel like you can run the ball a little bit on the Packers. I do think, yeah, they got some interior offensive line injuries, right? They are missing Graham Glasgow. Mahogany's been out for a while. Sam Laporta is a big one too. He's out, of course. But I'm not scared. I think the Packers, on the outside, they're not scary at wide receiver. I think the thing you got to be scared about if you're a Lions fan is Jared Goff under pressure. Devontae Wyatt could be a big factor in this game with interior pressure. He's had a good season. Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary can be a problem. But if the Lions can be the better running football team, I think that allows them to control the game a bit better here. And I do think still with Amon-Ra being that one guy that I think can find those spaces in the middle of the field against a Packers team that plays a lot of zone coverage, I do think that Jared Goff will have answers to throw the ball against that zone coverage. So I think the Lions simply, these teams are fairly even. It's pretty close. Both have some injuries. I think that the Lions are at home. It's a big spot for Detroit. The Packers beat them a couple years ago in this spot on Thanksgiving, but I do believe that the Lions are going to get it done. I don't know if I'd be willing to bet it, but I will lay 2.5 for the picks. I do think the Packers keep it close. I would probably tease the Packers. I do think that this will be an entertaining game. It could go either way. And it's honestly going to really be huge in the playoff race. It's going to be, I just think too, and to kind of finish this game off, I think it's going to be very significant for Detroit, more so than Green Bay. If Detroit loses this game, they're kind of in trouble to a certain degree. Like, I think this game is much bigger for the Lions than it is for the Packers in the making of the playoffs. I will say that. So I think that matters too. I'll take the Lions here, minus 2.5 as the official pick on the bottom line view. Now, I notice a lot of you guys are entering my chat, you may be in the chat, you may be saying hi, you may be giving your comments, but I see a lot of you that are sitting there. You're watching me, you're smirking, and you haven't liked the video. I don't know what your problem is, but I do know that if you haven't liked the video, you are an absolute jabroni. So like the video, gronk, spike the like button. Do it now. It helps the algorithm. It helps other NFL fans just like you and I find this channel. And I also just want to say, man, if you have any ideas, because this year has been a fun year for me making NFL content. I started the new channel. We got Money Mitch cooking. We're doing really well with the new channel. But when we bring up the new channel, we've been splitting our content up a lot. So the bottom line view during the season has been a little bit more streamlined, let's say. So if you guys, I want to open it up to the fans and what you guys would like to see. If you guys would like to see anything from this channel in specific, more reaction videos, a certain kind of video on a weekly basis. If there's something that comes to your mind, NFL related, that you'd like to see, of course, let me know in the comment section below, because I am open to taking on videos. You know, I'm often doing at least 2 records plus often Bleacher Report every day, but I'd like to get a little bit something extra for the bottom line view because I'm still in that adjustment period of working with the 2 channels. So you guys can let me know in the comments if you see something that you would like on the channel. All right. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys. Kansas City is favored by 3. There might be a 3.5 out there, okay? But 3 is probably more likely. This is a fascinating game, and I think this is the game that I'm anticipating the most, not only on Thanksgiving, but also for the week. I've mentioned many times in my power rankings and my previous pick shows, I have been a lot higher on Dallas than a lot of people, and I've kind of seen this ascension coming. I feel like I deserve a pat on the back, right, for the Dallas Cowboys, because I think I have been ahead of everyone when it comes to this team. But I'll also say this. I think Dallas is still better than a lot of people think. And I also think that they're just an interesting team this year. Like with the whole Micah Parsons trade, the Jerry Jones of it all. And then I just think this team is very fun. Their offense is very good. They're getting great Dak Prescott quarterback play. And now with their defense surging, they've become a really interesting dark horse down the stretch that I kind of am rooting for to make the playoffs in one way, shape, or form. Because I think they're a dangerous team, okay? The Chiefs, on the other hand, they're pretty interesting from the standpoint of will they or won't they make the playoffs? Last week, they won a critical game against the Colts at home, but one of their biggest problems with the Chiefs this year has been winning on the road, right? They're very good at Arrowhead this year, but they have like 1 win on the road this season. So can the Chiefs go on the road and win in a big spot against the Dallas Cowboys? Okay, I'm going to break this game down, and then I'm going to give the pick, because I think this game is going to be very, very good, and I think it's very, very close. So let's begin with this, and we do have Ben in the chat, my guy Spider. He says, in Burrow, we trust. Appreciate you, Ben Riley. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining the chat, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the super chats, all the love, all the comments, all the likes. Appreciate you guys. Okay. So Chiefs offense versus Dallas defense. X factor of the game is the Dallas Cowboys pass rush, okay? Dallas has arguably the best interior defensive line trio in football. You've got Quinnen Williams, Osa Odighizuwa, who took down Jalen Hurts to finish that game, and Kenny Clark, okay? And you've got Jadeveon Clowney, Dante Fowler, Donovan Ezeraku. Ezeraku and Clowney have been playing really, really well as of late. The Chiefs don't have Trey Smith, a Pro Bowl, all-pro guard that got paid a boatload in scientific terms. A boatload of money. Isaiah Pacheco does return, but who really cares about that? Kareem Hunt's better anyways. Noah Gray is out. Okay? The X factor is, can the Cowboys' interior defensive line wreck this game and get to Patrick Mahomes? I don't think the Chiefs will be able to run the ball with Kareem Hunt or Isaiah Pacheco or Larry Johnson or Jamal Charles or Priest Holmes. I don't think they will be able to do it. The Chiefs have not been a good running team. Yes, they ran the ball against the Colts without DeForest Buckner, but I don't think they'll be able to do it against Mr. Quinnen Williams. I also look at Dallas' defense, and I think their linebacker position with Logan Wilson and Demarion Overshown has greatly improved. I also think that their health in the back end with Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker have greatly improved. And the thing about Dallas is they play a lot of soft zone coverage. They play a lot of zone coverage. They let you kind of complete things, and their fast linebacker like Overshown rallies and tackles in space. I think Mahomes is comfortable when he's able to get the ball out and kind of dink and dunk his way. So the key will be, can you stop those yards after catch if you're the Dallas Cowboys, safeties, and linebackers? I don't think Dallas is going to do what Indy did, and that was play a lot of man coverage on big downs because Rashee Rice and Worthy were just crossing routing their way down the field and creating explosives. Okay? So when you look at Dallas, since the bye week, since they've had their linebackers, Logan Wilson and Overshown, since they've had their safeties, since they've had this new defensive line, they have been a greatly improved defense. And that's still a little bit underrated by the markets and by the fans. And I think we will learn that in this game. I liked how they matched up with the Eagles because they were able to stop the run and they were able to affect Jalen Hurts. I think they're able to affect Mahomes in this game greatly. Now, Mr. Gypsy here, Caesar, brings up a great point. Penalties are going to be important on Thanksgiving against the Chiefs. Because let's be honest, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You guys know Mitch is not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not one of these guys the NFL is scripted. I'm not one of those jabronis. But I will say this. If the NFL wants a team to win this game, everybody knows, their mom knows, their dog knows, their neighbor knows it's the Chiefs. Okay, let's be fair. Everybody knows who they want to win this game. Let's be honest. Now, on the other side of the ball, we've got, and I will say this, the Cowboys, their corners are not very good. Deron Bland has his moments. Their corners are not very good, but the Chiefs don't really throw the ball downfield very successfully. So a lot of it comes down to, can Dallas tackle and can they get a pass rush? On the other side, the Chiefs have good corners. Trent McDuffie is one of the best matchups you could draw up for CeeDee Lamb. He can travel outside, he can travel inside. I'm interested to see if Spags looks to make that the matchup on top of Jalen Watson has that size and length to be able to guard George Pickens. Now, I don't know if he can stride for stride run with George Pickens, but he is big and he's got those long levers to be able to press him and get in his face and make it interesting in contested situations. So that's a really good 1-2 combination matchup between Pickens and Watson and McDuffie and Lamb. The defensive line of the Chiefs has not been great. They don't really get a lot of pressure unless they blitz. And the question is, who will win those matchups on the outside? I expect a lot of zone blitzes from Spags in this game to keep Dak a little bit off balance. I think Jake Ferguson could benefit from that, but if the Chiefs' corners aren't able to win those matchups, that's where Dallas could create some explosive plays down the field. I think Javonte Williams will probably benefit from some light boxes in this game against the Chiefs, who probably won't want to overplay the run against those receivers. So I think Dallas can slowly but surely as well kind of move the ball and manipulate it down the field. The Chiefs, like, their pass rush is suspect. It's kind of created a bind for them where they're not sure if they should rush 4 and give the quarterback time, if they should blitz and keep their corners on islands. Sometimes they pull it off, sometimes they don't. Dallas is an interesting litmus test for that ability, okay? I think that these teams are pretty even. I actually could make an argument that Dallas has better weapons, Dallas has a better defensive line, and Dallas has the better quarterback. I could actually make that argument this year, okay? Now, that being said, the Chiefs do have much better coaching still, in my opinion, as much as I think Shoddy has done a good job for Dallas. Dallas is at home. Dallas is a dog. Dallas is really good at home, okay? George Pickens has been unbelievable. I want Dallas to win this game completely like trying to strip bias away. I want Dallas to win this game, and I think they definitely can win this game. There's no doubt about it. The Chiefs are going to be picked by 90% of America in this game. Now, typically, Thanksgiving, the favorite, even a short favorite, does win and does cover these games. That is typically the way to go. Something inside me says the Chiefs win this game late. I really want to pick Dallas. I honestly might even bet Dallas out of spite, but I don't know. Like, this is going to be a really good game. I think there's going to be a lot of people that I would take Dallas plus 3.5. I would take Dallas plus 3.5. I might even take Dallas plus 3 and still think the Chiefs are going to win by 1 or 2. That's the way I think this game is going to be, man. It's going to be really, really close. Something inside me says to pick the Chiefs, but I really want to pick the Cowboys. I don't know. I'm struggling. I really want the Cowboys here. And I think they can win this game. Like I said, it comes down to, can they get to Mahomes? Damn it, I'm going to do it. I'm picking the Cowboys. again. I do not care. All right, we're picking the Cowboys plus 3. We're picking the Cowboys straight up. I don't care. All right? Prime time. Thanksgiving. The Bengals at the Ravens. Ravens favored by 7. The Ravens look like, and people are not noticing this. It's slipping under the radar unless you're a real NFL fan. The Ravens can't move the ball right now. The Ravens offense absolutely stinks right now. The Ravens do not look the same at quarterback with Lamar Jackson. They do not look the same with Derrick Henry. They do not look the same. Okay? But the Bengals have a bad defense. A very bad defense. Now, they have looked better against the Steelers. That score was misleading because the Bengals, they turned it over twice for touchdowns, fumble, and an interception for a touchdown by Kyle Duggar, former Patriot. And then the week after, they actually held Drake May and the Patriots in the red zone pretty well, and they only held them to about 19 offensive points. One of the touchdowns was from Marcus Jones to make it 26. So the Bengals defense has actually improved, and it's played better since the bye week. I'm not sure if that's personnel, if that's coaching, if that's a combination of both. Okay. Joe Burrow is back, but Joe Burrow might be rusty. I'm worried about rusty Joe in this game, as he typically does start seasons slow, and he does need reps and rapport with his offensive playmakers. That being said, Joe typically plays his best against these Ravens. He typically tears them up. Singh hates Joe Burrow. He absolutely despises Joe Burrow. He can't stand the way he walks. He can't stand the way he talks. He can't stand what he wears. He can't stand his aura. He can't stand how he throws the ball. He can't stand how he runs the ball. He can't stand him one bit. Singh cannot stand Joe Burrow. He's the biggest hater of Joe Burrow I've ever seen. He can't stand him. Not the way he walks, not the way he talks, bro. Now, Joe Burrow rips up the Ravens. Jamar Chase rips up the Ravens. But there's no T. Higgins. There's no Trey Hendrickson. That's tough. There's no Trey Hendrickson, no T. Higgins. That's 2 of your 4 best players on your team. That's pretty tough. I think the Ravens are going to win this game because I just have more faith in the Ravens defense. And the fact that the game is in Baltimore. And the fact that the Ravens have found a way to beat the Bengals time after time after time. Would I love the Bengals to go to Baltimore and beat Singh's team senseless? Absolutely, I would love to see the Bengals go to Baltimore and beat the Ravens. I would love that. But the Ravens defense has gotten better. Kyle Hamilton switching to the nickel position has really changed some things. I do think Nate Wiggins is a baller. I do think that their new secondary structure, Marlon Humphrey, Gilman, Starks, it's going to make a difference here. Now, Baltimore doesn't rush the passer very well. Baltimore, I'm suspect about their run defense still. I think Chase Brown can have success. I think that the Bengals can make this interesting, but the question will remain, is Joe Burrow Joe Burrow? Is Joe Burrow 100%? Or is he going to be playing with his toe like Brock Purdy throwing 3 ducks to the other team? I don't know what to expect. But that being said, Lamar Jackson looks like an absolute jabroni out there. He looks terrible. So the Bengals could pull this off. I would not lay the points. I'm going to take Ravens to win. I don't know, man, about the points. I really don't know. I want to say the Bengals. So I'm going to say the Bengals +7. I'm hoping for a good game. I probably won't bet the spread. I probably won't bet the total. I'll find some prop to bet, but I don't really like it. I'm going to stay away. I don't like how these quarterbacks are feeling right now. I don't like it. They're both hurt. It makes the game very hard to kind of figure out. Randy is in the chat. He says, okay, so I'm all in on the Lions only. All right, Randy. Sounds good, brother. What's up, Randy? We've got Black Friday football. Now, this is a bet I do like a little bit here. Okay? We've got the Bears at the Eagles. Big Al, fresh off his turkey coma on Thursday, is going to be waking up probably 5 minutes before this game. He's going to be fresh off his turkey walk, and he's going to be watching his Eagles with his McNabb jersey on. And he's going to be watching the Eagles, and in the first quarter, Big Al is going to be elated. He's going to be like, fly, Eagles, fly. We're scoring touchdowns. We're moving the ball. Yeah, look at A.J. Brown. He's great. Saquon had one nice run. Jalen, oh, wow. Jalen looks back. He looks like the Super Bowl MVP. Look at Jalen Carter. He's so good. And then by the time quarter 3 comes around, Big Al is going to be in the chat like, Mitch, I hate this team. I can't stand this team. Why can't we move the ball? What's wrong? Big Al's in the third quarter. He's going to have to get a brewski out. He's going to have to get 2 brewskis out. He's going to have to get 3 brewskis out. He's going to get 4. He's going to get 5. He might get 6, 7, 8, 9. Big Al is going to be absolutely drunk by the end of this game because he's going to be watching Jalen Hurts get outclassed, get outcoached. The Bears are going to outcoach the Eagles. They're going to coach circles around the Eagles. Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen, coaching circles around Nick Sirianni. Coaching circles around him. Okay? The Bears, they do have an elite offensive line, especially inside. Joe Tooney, Hall of Fame. Drew Dahlman, top 5 center. Jonah Jackson, dog. Okay? You got Darnell Wright, might be the best right tackle in football right now, the way he's playing. This offensive line is a beast. They're not going to let Jalen Carter ruin this game. And then you've got DJ Moore. You've got Rome Odunze. You've got Colson Loveland. You got Luther Burden. You got DeAndre Swift revenge game. The Bears have the better offense. The Bears have the better run game. The Bears are getting 2 corners back. Kyler Gordon in the nickel. Jalen Johnson on the outside. Devontae Smith might not play. Lane Johnson's out. Lane Johnson, Jalen Hurts without Lane Johnson is basically Gardner Minshew. Is Devontae Smith out? I don't know yet, but he might be. Okay, they're going to have to hit Dallas Goedert. These linebackers, I think, of the Bears are extremely susceptible. They're missing 2, 3, 4 linebackers. But Dennis Allen is going to outcoach this jabroni that is the OC of the Eagles that every single Eagles radio host is having to talk about every single day of his life for the rest of the year. Okay? The Bears are going to cover this game. They're going to cover this game. This is a best bet. They're going to cover this game. They're going to stay in this game. Because the Eagles' offense is going to have 3 or 4 or 5 straight drives where they can't get a first down. Because that's what they do every game. And Ben Johnson is going to have 1 trick play, 2 trick play, 3 trick play, and they're going to score. So the Bears are going to cover. The Eagles will probably win because I don't trust Caleb Williams. I couldn't trust Caleb. Caleb Williams can't complete 60% of his passes, bro. How do I trust that? He's going to make one great throw, and then the next play, he's going to just rip the ball straight over Odunze's head. So both these quarterbacks are booty cheek. I'll take the Bears +7. I'll take the Eagles to win at home. Big Al will be sigh of relief. But I do think the Bears will cover this game, bro. I do think so. Now, Super Chat. Eagles win by 4, says Randy. Just take the money line or tease it. Ben says, when he sees Joe Burrow, I bet the Grinch song plays in his head because he hates him so much. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Ben. Singh absolutely hates that man. He hates how he walks. He hates how he talks. He even DMs me on Discord. Mitch, I hate Joe Burrow. He doesn't say anything else. He just says, Mitch, hate on Joe Burrow. I hate him. I don't know. Leanne in the chat says Mitch also has the Pats lower than other YouTuber and reporters. A lot of people have them at 2 and 3. Leanne, I am an unbiased man. I am unbiased. I may be a Patriots fan. I may be your favorite YouTuber, but I am unbiased. That's one thing that I am. Okay? Nobody can say that I'm biased. The San Francisco 49ers at the Cleveland Browns. The 49ers are -5. Shador is the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Now, Brock Purdy is absolute booty cheek. I will not advise you to lay points with Brock Purdy in any scenario. He has 22 interceptions in his last, 21 games or something? Now, I do think the Niners will win. I don't know if they'll cover. Here's the thing. If the Cleveland Browns had an NFL quarterback, I would take the Cleveland Browns to win this game. But the fact of the matter is that the Cleveland Browns are starting an absolute clown at quarterback. And I honestly think that Shador Sanders is going to lose Cleveland the game. Whether it be 2 or 3 terrible sacks that he takes in this game, or 1 or 2 interceptions, he's going to lose them the game. I really like what I saw from the 49ers defense against Carolina. They stopped the run. Their safeties were flying around. They were looking fast and physical. They just signed Eric Kendricks. That's kind of interesting to me. Eric Kendricks, I don't think's played football this year, but he played well last year. I'm intrigued by that. And I think what Kyle Shanahan saw in the second half last week of that San Francisco game was, okay, my quarterback is clearly terrible. He's making $50 million. I just got to manufacture the ball downfield. And I think the Niners will be able to manufacture 20 points in this game. Whether it be Christian McCaffrey gets the ball on every single play of this game, the Niners will find a way to get 20 points. Screens to Kittle, screens to McCaffrey. It doesn't matter. Wide receiver reverses. Any way for Brock Purdy to not poop himself, Kyle Shanahan is going to find a way to win this game. I am not betting against the best coaching staff in the league this year, which is the 49ers. I am certainly not betting on Kevin Stefanski and Shador Sanders. Yeah, Myles Garrett will have 2 or 3 sacks. That's probably going to happen. I'm not going to deny that. And Cleveland at home on defense is absolutely insanely good. There's no doubt about it. They are like Undertaker at WrestleMania good. They are that good. But I am going to take the 49ers to win, and I will take the 49ers to cover. Everyone is going to be on Cleveland in this game. Everyone. And then they're going to watch Shador Sanders throw a pick 6, and they're going to be like, why the hell did I do that? So I'm going to take San Francisco. Next. Jacksonville at the Titans. Mac Jones should be starting stoic, Mac Jones has outplayed Brock Purdy. If Mac Jones was playing for the 49ers, I would lay 1,000 bones on the 49ers. Jacksonville, -6.5. Leanne, do you see my face? Leanne, does this look like a face that would bet on Trevor Lawrence? Does this look like somebody that's willing to lay 6.5 points with Trevor Lawrence? I don't think so. He threw 3 picks last week. He's got 11 on the year. The Titans have been playing well. The Titans have covered, I think, 3 straight games at home, if I'm not mistaken. I like how Cam Ward played last week. I know Jacksonville's secondary is absolute booty cheek. And I think the Titans are going to cover. Jacksonville wins. Titans cover. Titans might win this game. I'm going to say that. Bold statement. Titans might win this game. You heard it here first. They might win this game. I'm not going to pick them. I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. What do you think I am here? But they might win this game. They might. Jeffrey Simmons is a dog. A dog. The Titans, they look good against Seattle last week. Don't tell me I didn't tell you. Jacksonville can't cover. They can run the ball. They can stop the run. That's what they do. Their quarterback is a literal idiot. He has no brain in his head. So no, I am not laying 6.5 with Jacksonville. Give me the Titans to cover, Jags to win. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. Next. The Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. Bruce is in the chat. He's a big Colts fan. We've got Texans fans that love me in this chat and probably watching this video right now. And as you guys know, I am the voice of the Houston Texans defense. I am. Everyone knows that. I was on Instagram. I've been telling everybody the Texans have the best defense in the league for like 2 years. The Texans are getting 4.5. Indiana Jones. We cannot clarify this. I'm still looking into it, but he might be on crack cocaine. I think the Colts win and the Texans cover. I think the Colts win by 3 or 4 points. Like 23-20, 20-17, 21-17, something like that. To clarify, I don't mean to hate on Bruce. I think I want the Texans to win. I think the Texans will win in Houston. I think the Colts will win in Indy. I think the Texans cover, the Colts win. The Texans can win this game. Let's break it down. Steichen has done about as good of a job against DeMeco Ryans' defense as anyone in the league. So that's point one. If there is an offense that actually can move the ball against the Texans, the Colts are one of them. Because they do have a really strong run game. They do have a really good offensive line. And they do have a lot of weapons. And like, Stingley can't just take one of them out of the game. He will take Pittman or whoever, Alec Pierce, out of the game completely. But they have Ty Warren, they have Jonathan Taylor, they have Josh Downs, they have Michael Pittman. They've got a lot of different guys they can get the ball to. As long as Daniel Jones does not literally poop himself, I think they can move the ball well enough. And the Texans' offense, is Davis Mills playing? Is CJ Stroud playing? I don't know. CJ Stroud was good to go at practice today. He was a full participant. I don't know if that means he plays. Okay? I don't know. But Nico Collins will make plays. Can the Texans run the ball here? The Colts struggled against the Chiefs' run game. Can the Texans find a rhythm in the run game? But it's in Indy. It's loud. The Colts have, some good cornerbacks. They got Lou Anarumo, a good schematical defensive coach who can find the holes on that Houston O-line. I think they'll attack them on third down effectively. And I just trust the Colts to matriculate the ball a bit better here, as long as they don't turn it over, better than the Texans. So I will take the Colts by 3 or 4, Texans to cover. I'll probably pick the Texans when they're at home in this game. Next, Saints at Dolphins. Now, first of all, who in the absolute blue cares about this game? Second, who cares about this game? Third, if you do care about this game, go to a doctor. Get help. Seek help. You should not be watching this game. If you are watching this game, call the number. Call the number, Randy. 6 is a lot of points for a team as bad as the Dolphins. I'm not going to lie. But I got stung by the Saints last week. I thought the Saints were going to beat the Falcons, and boy, I was wrong. I was wrong. Miami is coming off of a bye. McDaniel, he's feeling himself after beating the Bills and beating the Commanders. But you never know what the Dolphins were doing in Spain. They might have stayed an extra week in Spain, in Madrid, partying it up. They might have seen Randy Weaver there. You never know. The Saints, meanwhile, everyone is going to want to fade them after they embarrass themselves against Kirko Chains and the Atlanta Falcons. Dolphins win, Saints cover. It's too many points. I can't lay 6 with the Dolphins. They're not that good. That being said, Devon Achane should find some ways to make plays here. So should Jalen Waddle. But I think Tyler Shuck does too. Chris Olave does too. Who knows? Taysom Hill might. The Saints got a little unlucky last week in the red zone. They should be better. I'll take this. I'll take the Saints with the points, but Dolphins will win. The Dolphins shouldn't be laying 6 against a CFL team. Next, the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. Jets. Tyrod Taylor and Kirk Cousins. We've been watching these quarterbacks play since like 2009, feels like. Maybe 2011. I don't know. Somewhere around there. My goodness, they're old. If you're watching this game, call the number. If you're watching this game, seek help. Atlanta, they're on the road in this game, I believe. Okay, let's break down the game. No Drake London. Jets defense is stingy. In pass. Run. Kirk Cousins, I think, is better than Tyrod, but I don't know. Bijan might be enough for me to just pick the Falcons. Falcons make more plays on defense. They sack the quarterback more often. The Jets don't have a great receiving core. John Mechie played well last week. Shout out to him. The Jets got a good run offense that could give the Falcons some problems, but the Falcons have since become better in that area the last couple of games. And I don't know if Tyrod can take advantage of the Falcons selling out to stop Breece Hall. I'll take the Falcons to win, to cover. No confidence. Do not bet this game. Claire, do not watch this game for your health. Claire, please do not. Okay. Falcons win, Falcons cover. Next. The Arizona Cardinals at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, this is just bad game after bad game. All right. -2.5. Tampa. If Baker plays, give me the Bucs. If Baker doesn't play, give me the Cardinals. I'm going to make it simple for you. Bucky Irving could be back. That's good. Mike Evans will not be back. Chris Godwin will maybe be more involved. The Cardinals' pass defense right now is atrocious. Cardinals are also not very good on the road, typically. They're much better at home, typically. Cardinals still have a bunch of beat-up bodies. Marvin Harrison Jr., Jonah Williams, their secondary, their defense in general. The Bucs really do need this game pretty badly in terms of getting their confidence back, keeping that South on lock. If Baker plays, they win. If Baker doesn't play, they don't win. It's that simple. It's that simple. I don't need to overcomplicate this. Right? The Bucs will blitz Brissett and they will get home a couple times. And the Cardinals won't run the ball well at all. So I think the Bucs have more success offensively, but Baker or no Baker is the pick, period. Just go back, bro. Gene, go back. It's not that hard. Go back, watch the beginning. Carolina Panthers at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams, favored by 10.5. Now, I was going to be on the Panthers plus 10.5 at home because that's a lot of points for a team that is 500 at home against any team. But now they don't have J.C. Horn probably, and they don't have Trayvon Moehrig because he punched a grown man in the balls at the end of the game. That is a despicable act. Punching another grown man in the testicles. It takes no testicular fortitude to do that at all. Okay? Panthers can run the football. Panthers defense makes you earn it. They make you go slow, methodical, down the field. The Rams can do anything on offense. Explosive, methodical, run the ball, throw the ball, doesn't matter. The question about this spread is, do the Rams really care about covering it? Which makes it scary. I don't think they care. I think they care about winning, but I don't think the Rams care quite like they did against the Bucs or the Niners or some of these bigger games they've been playing. So this is a step down in class for the Rams, which scares me. This is more of the Panthers. This is where they kind of, they like their 1 p.m. Eastern time slot on Sunday. They don't like Monday Night Football. They get scared under those lights. It burns them. They don't like it. The Panther likes to be, in the long grass, in those bushes, in those trees, in the dark, bro. He doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want to be seen by Claire and the public or judged. I look at the Panthers, and they've got a big, hulking offensive line. They can possibly slow down the pass rush of the Rams here. And I do think, McMillan, if, he can catch the ball, he'll make some plays. Bryce might be better in this game because, again, he doesn't like being in the prime time. He's too little. But, I don't know. I'll take the Panthers with the points and the Rams to win. I just think it's 10.5 is a lot of points. The Rams are really, really good. They're the best team in the NFL right now. But it's just like, it's on the road. Do they even care? Like, it's one of those things. Like, it's human condition. Like, and the Panthers, like I said, they don't like those bright lights, bro. So they're better. You know, the Ram likes everyone to see him. He's got those big ass horns. He's making stupid sounds. He's on the top of the hill. The Ram wants to be seen. He wants to show off. Panther just wants to go about his business, man. All right, next, we've got the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. Kashante, I don't know how to say your name, I'm guessing, says Panthers' run game is sufficient. It is sufficient. It is good, but the Rams have good run defense. I will say, though, I just think that's a human condition game. There's no analysis football-wise. The Rams are better in every which way or form. They've got the better quarterback, better coach, all of it. But the Panthers' defense makes you earn it. The Panthers run the ball. The Panthers play methodical. 10.5 is a lot of points on the road against the Panthers. It is a lot of points. 11.5 Seattle. Now, I don't know if this is enough points. Seattle failed to cover last week. Will they fail to cover again? I don't think so. How many points are the Vikings going to score? 10? 9? 8? 7? 6? 5? 4? 3? 2? 1? Blast off. 11.5. I'm going Seattle to win, Seattle to cover. Dominant defensive front against a beat-up offensive line. Vikings. Darisaw out. Vikings refuse to run the ball. I guess that's a good thing against Seattle because they're the number 1 team against the run. Leonard Williams is a dog. JSN can't be covered by any human because he's an alien. Sam Darnold, revenge game, baby! So they're going to run it up. Run it up. Sam's going to show the Vikings what they're missing, baby. What they're missing in Minnesota. They're missing sweet Sammy Darnold. And Sammy Darnold's going to hit not 1, not 2, but maybe 3 bombs in Seattle. All those little Seahawks fans with their stupid 12 jerseys are going to be going crazy, man. Crazy for Sam Darnold and JSN. Seattle's legit. Seattle's a contender. Vikings are lost. They're terrible. But who is Brosmer? Who is this jabroni? Who is he? Darnold wins. Darnold covers. Ben with the $5. Hitting a guy below the belt is worse than spitting, in my honest opinion. Fair point. Whew! The game of the week. I should say not the game of the week, but the bet of the week. I'm going to give you guys all free money right now. Bet the Buffalo Bills this week. I don't often come on here, and I'm guys, I know I've been joking like throughout 99.9% of this video. I am legitimately dead serious. Bet on the Bills this week. Bet on the Bills. I am dead serious. No expression. Bet on the Bills. Bills -4 at Pittsburgh. The Bills are going to win this game by a lot. I'm just going to say that. Okay? Now, to back up. 10 days to prepare. They played on Thursday. Thursday, they're embarrassed in that game. Mostly because they played the best defense in football and one of the best defenses of the decade. Okay? The Texans sacked them like 8 or 9 times. Josh Allen is going to be pissed. They are playing probably the most overrated team by betting markets in the NFL. The Steelers don't do anything well, legitimately. I don't know a single thing the Steelers do well, other than make teams turn the ball over 5 or 6 times. I don't know one thing they do well. throw the ball, run the ball, stop the run, stop the pass. I don't know what they do well. If anyone knows, let me know. I don't think a single thing. They don't do anything. The Bills are going to crush the Steelers. They're going to be able to run the ball, especially outside the tackles. James Cook's going to go wild. They brought in Brandon Cooks to stretch the field. I don't know how much he'll help. But Kincaid, with 10 days of rest, another 10 days, could be back. Either way, the Steelers are terrible against tight ends. So the Bills like to feature their tight ends and their ground game. Josh Allen is going to go crazy in this game. He's going to be able to throw the ball on the worst pass defense in yards allowed in the NFL. Again, they're not good at anything. The Bills are going to score 30 points. The Steelers don't have any chance of scoring 30 points. The Steelers will try to run the ball. The Bills will be prepared to stop the run in this game because they know that the only thing that the Steelers have throwing the ball is DK Metcalf. They'll put Christian Benford on him. And the Bills, sure, they have a bad run defense, but when they're prepared to stop it, they're much better. And it's not like the Steelers are a dominant run team anyways. Gainwell's played well. I don't care if it's Rodgers or Rudolph. It honestly doesn't matter. Neither one is very good. I think that the Bills' pass rush can get to either quarterback. This is an easy bet. It's the Bills all the way. The Bills are going to crush the Steelers. The Steelers are not a good team. They should fire their coach. The Bills are not an amazing team either, but it's a really bad matchup. The only thing that the Steelers do close to well is rush the quarterback, and the Bills have a very good offensive line. The only reason they looked bad last week is because they played the Texans. People will realize that eventually after they watch this game. Next, the Raiders at the Chargers. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Bro, did I forget to make another graphic? Are you kidding? Or maybe I forgot to save one. I might have forgot to save one. The Raiders and the Chargers, though. If you think I'm going to take the Raiders, like, I don't know what you guys think I am. Like, who you think I am. If you think I am a complete idiot, raise your hand. I mean, I am not going to pick the Raiders. I don't care if you give me 21 points. I don't even think the Chargers are good. The Chargers were on a bye week. I don't know if Hampton will play or not. I know he was activated off IR. I don't care. Bro, the Raiders are a disgrace to football. They are so bad. The Raiders, the game was over against the Browns in the first quarter at home. At home! Against the Cleveland Browns, who don't have an offense. Guys, the Raiders are a disgrace. They can't block. They have no secondary. Now, it's a divisional game. It's a rivalry game. And yeah, there'll be Raiders fans there, I guess. I don't know why they would want to watch this freaking team. But the Raiders own LA still. I'm taking the Chargers out of principle. I can't take the Raiders. I'd like to take the Raiders plus 10, but I can't. I'm not an idiot. It's simple. I don't have any analysis. The Raiders have the worst offensive line I've ever seen. Ever. Sunday Night Football. Stoic makes a fair point that they could be better without Kelly. That's fair. But, man, I'm not an idiot. All right, the Denver Broncos minus 5.5. This number has gone down for Denver. It was at 7.5, 7, 6.5 for a while to start the week, and I really liked Washington with the points. But it's under 6. It's under 7. It's under 6, which are key numbers. I don't know. Is that because Pat Surtain isn't playing? Like, why has this been bet down off of these key numbers so significantly is kind of my question. I'm going to look up injury reports. I do know that Terry McLaurin could play in this game. Maybe Pat Surtain won't play. I don't know if that matters like a ton because they've been playing well on defense without him. So I don't really know, to be honest. But at 6 or 7, I liked Washington with the points. But at 5.5, I think I got to lean Denver. Even though this is a spot that the Commanders should cover. Like, Denver they have crazy, weather is supposed to be crazy. Is that what it is? Let me look it up. But, like, this is a game that Washington should cover at home off of a bye week on Monday Night Football against a team that can't really score points. Like, that feels like a good spot to back the Commanders to me. But, like, the fact that it's not on 6 or 7 scares me now because I'd rather have that. I'd rather have those points. Cold with temperature in the low 50s, some precipitation, chance of 20% rain. That doesn't sound too bad. Sounds cold. Doesn't sound awful, though. Doesn't sound like snow or anything. That's just what it says on Google. But I think the Broncos will win. I'm still going to stick with my hunch that the Commanders will cover, even at 5.5, but I hate this number. I would have bet it at 6.5 or 7. If McLaurin's back, that significantly improves the offense. The Commanders do run the ball decently, and Mariota is okay. I don't think Denver can score that many points. I don't really believe in any aspect of their offense, especially in a game where, will they be taking it as serious as they did the Chiefs game? Like, probably not. Like, I don't think this game matters to Denver all that much. I don't. Like, I like the Monday Night Dog getting the points here. I don't think Denver really has a strong running game. The Commanders they play a lot of man coverage, and I think they can against Denver. Like, I don't think that Denver really has great receivers. Sutton's good, but Bo Nix is super inconsistent. Any given game, Mariota could outplay him. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just like, I don't think Denver is a team that I really trust to go on the road in prime time in bad weather and win by like 20 points. I think they're a much better home team. I think they're a much better dog. I think they're a much better type of team. I do think that McLaurin is a big factor. And I do think Dan Quinn got more out of that defense against Miami in Spain. And I thought, Miami's a better offense than Denver, I would say. I think. And I think they did pretty well there. So, I'll take Washington with the points. I'll take Denver to win. That's kind of the way that I look at it. This is a pretty boring game for a Sunday Night Football game. I'm not going to lie. I know it was expected to be good at the beginning of the year. And then Monday Night Football, we got the New York Giants at the New England Patriots. Patriots are favored by 7.5. Patriots have some significant injuries in this game. Rookie left tackle Will Campbell is out until at least the final week of the season in the regular season. So he could be back for the playoffs. Jared Wilson, left guard, is also going to be out for this game. And Milton Williams is on IR. They're probably their best or second best defensive player, but certainly their best front seven player. So some big injuries for the Patriots. They are at home. They are in prime time. Diggs has really performed in prime time. The 2 previous times they played in prime time, Diggs had 100 yards, just to throw that out there. I think he could have another good game here against the Giants. This logo scares me every time I see it. It gives me nightmares. I do think it's going to be Jackson Dart, not Jameis Winston. As a Patriots fan, I think that Jameis would scare me more. If Jameis were playing, I think the Giants would win this game just because of pure aura. and probably the pregame speech he would have coming out of the tunnel would be iconic, and it would fuel the team to victory, and he'd probably catch a touchdown. But I think the Giants are going to cover. The Patriots are going to win. I think the Patriots are going to win a close game. I didn't love how the Patriots played against the Bengals. I thought that Drake May started slow. I don't like, at times, how the defense lets their foot off the gas. 7.5 is a tricky number. It's backdoor city. Brian Burns is going to probably eat the Adrian Lowe for lunch. But Drake May will still move the ball. The Giants, the one thing I worry about the Giants and taking points with the Giants is if they do get behind, their run defense is historically bad. They're allowing like 6 yards per carry. Jahmyr Gibbs had like 200 yards, so Travion Henderson could hit a couple home runs, and I wouldn't be surprised. Giants don't have a very good defense. They will have a different play caller, a different defensive coordinator this week. Maybe that sparks them and brings something different about for them because they fired Shane Bowen, which is probably a good thing because he was atrocious. But I think, Drake May just finds a way to win this game, but I don't think it will be pretty. I'm concerned about the offensive line for sure. But I think they're still going to score in the mid-20s. And the Patriots defense, like the Giants, they might run the ball okay, but it's not great. They don't have many weapons on the outside to throw the ball. Like Dart's okay. Like I'm not really scared about anything on the Giants. It's just that the Giants have played a lot of games close. They've played the Broncos close. They played the Lions close. They played the who else? They beat the Eagles. Like, they've played a lot of good teams really close, and I think that's respectable, and I think Mike Kafka's doing a good job. Like I said, if it was Jameis, I'd actually think about the Giants here. I think Dart coming off a major injury, a little shaken up. I'm not so sure that he provides the same spark, even if he is probably the better player. But I've got the Patriots to win. I'll take the Giants to cover. 7.5 is a lot with the state of the offensive and defensive line of the Patriots right now. But Drake May finds a way because he's an MVP. So there it is, guys. Gronk, spike the like button. Don't forget to Gronk spike the like button and subscribe. Go check out Money Mitch for all my best bets all week 13 and NFL season long. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I will be live for Thanksgiving. Not once, not twice, but maybe even 3 times. And I'll probably have a recap on Friday as well to talk about the Thursday and Friday games. Thank you guys for joining. Sarah, Singh, Robert, Laura, Jacob, Stoic, Randy. Who else we got in here? Demented, Tree, Reagan, Rod. Shout out to all you guys who were in the chat. And go check out the Patreon for all my bets on Thanksgiving and on the weekend. Cute Puppy says, I'm mortgaging the house and my kids on Buffalo. Thanks. Go eat some turkey, jabronis. Peace.